So I worked at the same drugstore in high school for about 2.5 years. And by my sophomore year of high school, I decided to up my hours to 5 days a week, because that period when you're a teenager and you don't get along with your mom, like mine was like way more intense than I expected it to be. So I figured, I don't like home, I don't have any money, I don't have a boyfriend, I'm just gonna work at the drugstore all the time, which is what I did. And around that time, there was a brief window of hope where I was sort of not thought of as a giant hulking woman, but like a little bit Amazonian and sexy, briefly, until I faced a new physical obstacle, which was my teeth, or lack thereof. You see, I was born with this birth defect that I couldn't produce adult teeth for a number of teeth in my mouth, luckily all right in the front. So when I got my braces off, which is an exciting period for most people, I had to have my baby teeth ripped out of my mouth, so I had gaps in my teeth in high school, and then a retainer with removable teeth on it. So for picture day that year, I decided I hate my life. I don't like my mom. I don't like my teeth. I don't want this time to be remembered in a nostalgic yearbook. So I faked sick that day. And the strange thing was, in the yearbook, I wasn't listed as not pictured, or there was just a blank space with no name and no note. It was like it was like I didn't even exist, and that's how I wanted it to be. I didn't even want to exist. So at school, I wouldn't take out my retainer to eat because I didn't want the kids to know that on top of looking like girl Eric Clapton, I didn't want them to know that I had a birth defect. But at the drugstore at night, I would take out my teeth to eat. And this is how I got through it, was every night between 8 and 9, I would order from the sandwich shop next door that was also a pizza slash marijuana service. So, and they made no effort to cover it up. You could call and be like, hey, I've got a large pie, eighth of weed. They'd be like, large pie, eighth of weed, coming right up. Like, they didn't care. So, and it was actually run by 2 really hot Italian brothers who were literally named Joey and Vinny. So, and every night, they would come to the drugstore at the back counter where I spent all my time selling lottery tickets in Pall Mall to the town pimp named Squirrel, was my job. And they would come back there, and either Joey or Vinny would come, and they'd drop off my sandwich, and I'd go, thanks, and I'd pay them and be like, and they'd go, you're welcome. And they'd smile at me. And that's what got me through that time, was a smile from a drug-dealing Italian brother right before I took out my teeth and ate a sandwich alone at a lottery counter. 5 days a week. So, one night, I'm at the lottery counter, and who comes to the counter but Kim Rodriguez, the hot, big-boobed captain of the cheerleading squad. And I have my teeth out, and I'm about to eat and I've taken a bite of my eggplant sub, and I have my teeth in my hand, and I think, oh my God, she's so cool, and she's gonna tell everybody at school that I have a birth defect, and they already don't like my crushed velvet attire, and what am I gonna do? And I'm freaking out, and I have my teeth in my hand, and I've gotten really good at kind of the smile, like, hi Kim, how are you? So I do that. She's like, hi Margot. And I'm really hoping that she is buying Imodium AD or a pregnancy test, because then it's like, I have no teeth, but you have diarrhea and you're knocked up, so we're even. But she was buying a card, of course. So I'm trying to ring her up, and I get so nervous, and I'm like, you better not let her see you don't have any teeth. She's gonna tell everybody at school, and then you're gonna be stuck here for the rest of your life selling lottery tickets to Squirrel the pimp, and that's gonna be your fucking future, Margot. So get it together. And I start freaking out, and I'm like, you can throw those teeth in your mouth and give her a big smile, and she'll never know the difference. You've gotten really good at snapping it in. And I start just freaking out, and I'm like, throw the teeth in your mouth, throw the teeth in your mouth, give her the change, throw the teeth. And I'm freaking out, and I get so nervous that I threw all of her change into my mouth. And I handed her my teeth. And she glared at them with her huge tits, just going like, ah, ah! And I didn't know what to do. So I just spit the change out into her hand, and I threw the teeth in, and I went, bye, Kim, have a good day. And then the second wave of panic set in. I thought, oh my God, she's gonna tell everybody at school. Oh my God, my life is completely over. And I tried to fake sick the next day, but of course my mom was on to me because of picture day, and she made me go to school. And I went there, kind of trying to remain inconspicuous, which was really hard when you're 5'10" and you wear nothing but maroon crushed velvet bell bottoms. Like, everybody notices you. So I'm like slinking into school, and I'm ready for it. And I get the usual, like, what's up, maggot? You know, the usual. But aside from that, no one's saying anything. And I think, well, maybe Kim's absent today. And then I go to school the next day, and no one says anything. And the next week, and months go by, and no one ever makes fun of me for my teeth. And suddenly I started to think, is it possible that Kim didn't tell anybody about what happened in the drugstore? I mean, on one hand, how could she? It's so complicated. You know, it's like she gave me teeth, and I had she's like... But on the other hand, is it possible that this girl was both cool, popular, and on top of that had an understanding that maybe all of us have embarrassing secrets to hide, and maybe she too had an embarrassing secret, and maybe she wasn't always popular, and maybe, just maybe, there was the slightest twinge of hope. But what doesn't give me hope is that every time I've ever told anybody about this and there's been a man in the room, he's had the same response, which has been, so, can you still take out your teeth? Thank you.
OMG, Margot Leitman Curry. I think we all have to say that the only other defect she has is being too awesome.